For today's art lesson, we are going to be making holiday ornaments. The materials that you will need for today's project are a pair of scissors, a glue stick, a small binder clip, a paper clip, and a Sharpie. You're also going to need a cheap plastic plate. I picked these up 8 for $1 at the 99-cent store. You're going to need some cut up tissue paper. Luckily I have this pre-cut from a previous project. You're going to need a picture of your subject matter that you want in the middle of your ornament. I have chosen my mother's new dog. Her name is Bella, so lucky for me I have these cool 3D foam cutout letters, but if you don't have those letters you can use a Sharpie. And I've also created a small banner that will go underneath that I can put her name on. So, once you have all your materials collected, let's get started. For the first part of the project, all you will need is your glue stick, your plastic plate, and your tissue paper. You're going to need to take your plate, flip it over so the round side's up, and take your glue stick and some tissue paper and start gluing it to your plate by covering the tissue paper and then sticking it to the plate. This might take a little bit of time, and make sure that you get a lot of glue on your tissue paper. You can also do this with white glue, but you need to water it down just a little bit and you can paint it on like paper mache. Unfortunately, all I have is a glue stick, so that's what we'll be working with today. I'm not really going for any pattern here. I'm just going to create a mosaic and try to keep the colors from touching. But if you want, you can create a pattern, rainbow, you can make your pieces smaller, but for now I'm just gluing them to the plate. As you can see, I got a little post-it note so I don't get glue all over my desk and I can get glue on that. Also, you're going to want to fill up your plate and even go off the edge a little bit. It's okay to add some glue to the edge when you're putting down a piece, or to get a corner down, you can just rub a little bit of glue going away from that corner and it'll help glue the corner down, just in case you're having that problem. All right, let's continue. Now that I've finished covering all the holes in the clear plate, I can turn it over and I'm going to trim around the edges once it dries. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time to dry and then I'm going to trim the edges around my plate. While I'm waiting for it to dry, I'm going to clean up my work area because I don't need any more tissue paper at this point, or my little glue pad that I've been using. So I can throw this away and I can clean up my workstation. I also don't need my glue stick at this time, so I'm just going to put the cap on it so it doesn't dry out. Now that your ornament's dried, you're going to take your scissors and trim off all the excess pieces. For the next step, you're going to want to take your photo and trim it down to the size that you want. You can either cut an oval around it, around the edges, or trim it a little bit. My picture is obviously too big. I'm also going to want to take my banner and get that out, as well as my letters or my Sharpie to draw the name on the banner. Now that I got my picture cut out, I'm going to play around with positioning for a little bit until I get the right position, and then I'll glue things down. I think that's the order I want things, so I'm going to do the final positioning and then I'm going to glue it down in the order that I put it down in. Now that I'm done putting the centerpiece together, I'm going to glue the centerpiece to the plate. So I'm going to take the whole thing, I'm going to put glue all over the back, and I'm going to stick it to the plate. The final step to your ornament is to take your binder clip and clip it to the top of your ornament so that you have a hook, and take your small paper clip and bend it. All you have to do is unfold it once and you'll have a hook to easily hook it on a tree or on a wall. Well, that's your art project for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye!